Strathard mean to me? First of all, I think it means community.
It's definitely a good community spirit, and everyone definitely helps each other out.
A great sense of community with your local neighbours, be they 5 miles away or whatever, and everyone kind of looks out for each other, especially in the area that I know well, which is Inversnaid and Stronachlachar.
It's a fantastic place to live. It is a beautiful place to live. The landscape is very variable. There are the karst areas which are very flat, and there are the hilled areas all around about. There's a lot of forestry, but it is a beautiful place to live, and it allows one to breathe.
It's just being out in the outdoors, living somewhere where you're close to everything around here. On your doorstep you've got anything from going canoeing, kayaking, biking, walking, you pretty much name it, you can do it.
A place for my children to grow up. It's a safe place. It's a place that's not too far and it's not too close to large urban centres.
It's a dead-end road, so those who come up it have basically got to go back down it. And it's got wonderful vistas in every direction. You're in the middle of the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park, which is part of the National Park, of course. You've got Lomond, you've got lovely lochs.
It's probably something for everybody, in that people that maybe aren't so mobile or whatever, there's plenty views and plenty scenery that they can catch just from the road on the car. I mean, anyone just has to drive up to Inversnaid and go down to Stronach and at the cafe at Stronach, and then down to the Loch Lomond, and you can see, you can virtually see the waterfall. You can certainly take a wheelchair there, and take a wheelchair out at Loch Katrine. You don't have to sort of be able to spring up a mountain to get the full dramatic effect of the wonderful scenery.
You're forever taking photographs because it's always different, and the lighting's different, and the seasons, it's been wonderful watching all the seasonal changes, and it's beautiful in every season in different ways. So yeah, we love it.
Amazing history within Kinlochard, but as I said, the Crannogs at the back, St Malo's Island, it used to have the church which was destroyed, and then the Victorians built a bothy with the ruins. You've got Mugdock Castle, just in there. You've got the other Crannogs on the left-hand side of the loch. You've got the Narras, the old fish farm and things like that. It's an absolutely stunning place.
I like the area because I love walking, love the countryside, and I've always had dogs, so all the forest around and the hills, and I would go off with my dogs. And I would also do something which I'd done from childhood, which was collect stuff, or junk, as some unkind people might describe it. Everybody's so varied, it's nice. If you want to just keep your head down and do your own thing, like collect bits of dead bone and things like that, nobody's going to come along and say, what are you doing that for? Don't do that. It's a nice, it's a lovely area, it's beautiful, and the air is pure, and long may it continue.
The loch just basically on our doorstep. I can walk to the forest from the house, it's things like that was the attraction for us. I definitely love the forestry walks, especially when we lived in Kinlochard. Was out with her every day up through the forest trails, and it's just nice to be able to get out. We have a dog, and I walk the dog every day, and we go down the cycle path, so I definitely value that out with the village and the tourist part. There's places for us to go all the time.
For a number of years now, the forest has been managed principally to produce timber, but we recognised over the last few decades that we need to be addressing all of the other objectives that people have come to expect from the forest. Things like recreation, things like habitat creation, the effect on the landscape that the management of the forest has, the effect on water quality and quantity. So this multi-agency approach will look at all these various aspects of land management, work with the community to identify the impact of all these different techniques, and come up with alternative management objectives for some or all of these outputs.
The flooding in Aberfoyle is a major issue, and it has been particularly this winter.
Flooding, I would relate in many occasions to climate change. I think there is little doubt that the flooding is becoming worse, and I have absolutely no doubt that in the future it will become worse. And therefore I think it is absolutely essential that we do something about this as much as we possibly can do.
The main challenge we find here is the water supply, not having mains water. It can be challenging both in an expensive way and a health issue way too.
We want to make sure that the community tell us what it is they value.
The people and the location, you know, it's a combination of these things that make it a special place to be.